You know what this reminds me of?
What?
What it's taken for England to really know what their right combination is, because this is the 15th spot we've tried, and the lights great at some spots, but I'm more visible than Mel is. There are some spots where Mel's more visible than me. Horses for courses, who fits the conditions well? Does it fit the team balance? We don't know.
The problem is we're very contrasting.
We are. You swing the ball, I seam the ball. That's what it means, right?
Okay, let's get on with it. Hello everyone and welcome to the Netty Professors, which is what we've just decided we're going to be calling ourselves, the Netty Professors. You can't take it away from us. Here at Adelaide Oval, the day before the second test of the Ashes. It's sort of been a bit of a weird day in a way because we've been hanging around the nets watching things, of course, but it was a very quiet Australian net session overall, wasn't it? Not many of them came. I guess the funny thing is England is still to train. Being the visiting team, they have got the dud sort of schedule, because normally the day before a test match, their bowlers wouldn't bowl. They'd just be batters coming in and having some throwdowns or facing a few net bowlers. But because they haven't had the chance to train under lights, the turnaround's so tight, I think that they're desperate for all the bowlers to actually get out and spend at least a little bit of time under the lights. So kind of dudded, but I suppose that's what happens to the touring team, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why India just did not train under lights. They said, look, there's no point doing it. And I remember last year at a similar time of the day, it was just R. Ashwin was the only bowler who came, and they just didn't even switch the lights on over the nets because there's no point. I'd still be surprised if the bowlers run into bowl with the new ball or with the pink ball under lights, because it's still pretty bright and it'll stay bright till nearly 8:30 at night. So if you are running in and bowling at 9 p.m. the night before a test which starts at 2:30 p.m., I don't think you're giving your body enough rest. So I still think it'll be a Joe Root centric session. He'll come and bat and look a little upset with himself, like he always does. As just him.
Come on, Joe.
And from the Australian side of things, the only verbal joust was between Justin Langer and Marnus Labuschagne. WrestleMania all over again, like we heard yesterday. And also the first time in 2.5 years that Michael Neser did not bowl in the nets on the eve of a test match. Says a lot, but hashtag Neser will not give up.
Unfortunately, it's also hashtag Neser will not play. That was confirmed. We did suggest that yesterday after watching training, and it was confirmed by Pat Cummins today that Jai Richardson would be playing, and Michael Neser would not. So we're a little bit down. He's one injury away. If Hazelwood doesn't come back and there's one more injury or a niggle or something.
Yeah.
But we can't hope for a niggle. That would be bad.
That would be bad. But I think the heartbeat of the Australian team just gets louder and stronger, is what I would like to say. I mean, all eyes were on David Warner, or for David Warner, but David Warner did not show up today. I in fact had to do a radio show, Mel, where they wanted the whole 10-minute segment to be about David Warner, and before they even introduced me, I said, sorry guys, I just have to tell you, David Warner was not at the Adelaide Oval, and that's no surprise. He is one of those guys who doesn't like to have a hit on the eve of a test match, unlike a Smith or a Warner or a Kane Williamson. Once he was cleared as being fit enough to play this test match, I guess he saw no reason to come here and just strain himself.
Well, the thing about Warner is his normal build-up for a test match will be to come and get some throwdowns 2 days out. And that's pretty much what he's done in this test. So it was made clear. Pat Cummins suggested that he might not even take painkillers, and that he's tough enough to just tough it out. And the thing about painkillers is, I guess it could make you a bit groggy anyway, which is not what most batters would want to do. So, and I like to. Jimmy Anderson was asked about whether or not it was something. Excuse the Aussie wave, by the way.
No, seriously.
It's got the Aussie wave happening.
That time, the fly time of the year.
Yeah. Jimmy Anderson was asked if, being aware that he was seriously in some discomfort, would they, it would be something he was thinking about as a bowler. And he was like, oh yeah, maybe 15 years ago when I had an extra yard or two of pace, maybe. But I think we might see him test him out with a couple of balls, but I don't think we're going to see a short ball barrage aimed at his ribs, because in a way that might just play into his hands.
And I have this feeling that David Warner is just going to come and play a lot of shots. So it could be one of those test matches where we see that 80 ball 100 from David Warner. We haven't seen that in a while in test cricket, but this could be set up for it. And like we saw last year as well, coming back from that groin injury, he was still in pain. We saw him at the MCG net, so he saved his summer at least by pointing him towards the right net, and then he played through that pain, never looked comfortable, but he was there fighting it out for Australia. So he's shown us that he can do that, so there's no surprises there, and England will attack it, but like I said, I wouldn't overdo it. We'll be playing into his hands. The last time he played here, he made triple 100, so you can't take him lightly.
And something else that might be interesting too in this test is to just see who takes the new ball for Australia, because obviously Josh Hazlewood isn't here, and he and Mitchell Starc took the new ball in the first test. Pat Cummins usually comes on at first change, but who knows now? It's a bit of a... He said he didn't know, and maybe he was being just a little bit, keeping his cards close to his chest, but he's not a keep your cards close to your chest sort of guy, really.
Nah,
he's pretty open.
Seems to be very open. I think Jai Richardson might take that new ball. If I'm not mistaken, he did take the new ball when he played against Sri Lanka, going back 2.5 years. Jai Richardson, just the way he was bowling in the nets, there is something special about him. We can't, not say that, even though it breaks my heart to say that because he's playing at the expense of Michael Neser. But I think Pat Cummins will stick to bowling first change. But like we saw at the Gabba Test, he came on and bowled the 5th over. So first change or open the bowling. If you're bowling with a bowler or a ball which is 4 overs old, you're still literally bowling with a new ball. So it really doesn't matter, I think.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, bit of cross promotion here. If you do go sporting news, timed out with Callum Ferguson, he actually had some really good insight into what makes Jai Richardson so difficult to face. So there you go, cross promotion. When you're not watching the Netty Professors, go check out Timed Out. He's got to host a barbecue tonight, which is why he has to go.
I know, I have to go. The only other thing from the nets today was just like Joe Burns last year. Justin Langer took Marcus Harris under his wings, and it was like, good shot, H, nice H, and it was a good little conversation that they were having. They spent 25 minutes with each other, and by the end of it, Justin Langer seemed very happy with the way Marcus Harris was going. But I have to say this, at one point, Justin Langer did say that, mate, if you get into good positions, that's what you need to be aiming at. And then Marcus Harris said, not when you get out though. And then Justin Langer actually gave it a thought, like, that's a good point though. Yeah, that's a good point. So we'll see if he gets into good positions and also scores runs. It's very important for him and for Australia. But I have to run home and not watch the English training, get everything in order, because I have a lot of my friends coming over, led by Mel, who will finally get to meet Ollie. You have met Isha, but so I'm looking forward to that, so I need to rush. So thank you.
One thing that hasn't got any better though is Bharat's Justin Langer impersonation.
Oh, it's getting really good. It's right there. We will work on it.
It's so not there. Anyway, that is it from us for today. But we will be back.
Isha's calling. I need to go. Hello?
That's it for today. First test starts soon. Adelaide Oval. Second test. I've lost it. He's made me all flustered. But we will see you guys very, very soon. Till then.